are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back.
Yep.
Welcome to another edition of the Sports Sport. And once again, it is the Barnes and Tony show. Anthony, how are you, my friend?
Oh, dude, doing great here. A little tired on this Tuesday morning. Long night, late night. Gaming Corner Madden. Go check it out if you have it on Downtime TV's YouTube. But ultimately, a great time. Happy to be back here on the Sports Board, Brian.
A great time with the Sticks last night.
Yeah,
so if anybody missed that episode, definitely go to the YouTube page.
Mm-hmm.
There will be a lot of laughs, some great Madden games, and I honestly think just in terms of the quality of the games, it was the best Gaming Corner we ever had. Honestly, in terms of tight. Down to the last second.
No, yeah, definitely. I'm just trying to think now. Honestly, yeah. No, I think you're right because I feel like maybe Mike and I have been tight, but all around, like between me and Mike, you and Mike, me and you,
in those
like,
first two games specifically.
Yeah. Oh man, dude, making for some great games.
And Matthew checking in already.
Oh wow, as always, Matthew never misses a beat. Look at yours. Oh, he says Madden sucks, dude. I kind of forgot he was a little bit of the odd man out there.
First of all, Matthew, always appreciate him, and it was nice to have him here last night. But I said it once, I'll say it again. You can't throw deep in Madden. You're just asking for a pick.
I know, you really are.
I know it's so tempting, but the way to never coming there again ever, I'm out.
Oh my God, dude. Coming there again ever. I'm out. He goes, yeah, thanks, dude. Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious.
That's why we love him, honestly. You can't do that. But no, I mean, it definitely is frustrating, Tony. But is it one of those things? Because the way I look at it, like, because I mean, really, both of the games against you guys, like, I didn't really play well, especially for like the first half. If you put enough. How am I funny? But if you put enough attention and focus to it, I mean, you can score and not turn it over. It's just like we all just love just slinging it down the field. It just, unfortunately, it's just not in the cards unless the guy's wide open.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you think it's a little bit like unrealistic though? Because I feel like, I mean, every week there's always some guy who's like, I'm saying like in real football,
right.
Like, someone is just dominating still in double coverage. Like he's just that type of player. And it's like, I feel like Madden doesn't really count for that.
The only thing I would say is it's like you have to user it. So if you let's say you have a one, it has to be one-on-one. If it's double coverage,
right? It's
sayonara. And you have to user sprint past the corner and then user catch it. The computer's not going to do it unless the guy you see him and he's already past the defender. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of, it's definitely not as easy as it used to. I mean, me and Matt all the time at Eastern used to play games that were 60-50. Like,
yeah, see, that's how it should be, dude.
Come on. But defense wins championships, Tony.
Yeah, but this is a video game. Okay. Let's get real here.
Come on.
Honestly, dude.
But in all seriousness,
Come on, Tony. Come on.
That was a great time. But a lot to talk about today. And we're actually going to get started. Usually we're previewing our golf on Tuesday, but this week a little different. And for the last time, and I hope that this event comes back in a different fashion, because I always like it as a change of pace. But we do have the WGC MatchPlay tournament, and that's going to be from Austin Country Club. But we'll get a quick comment in there first.
Donna Barnaby says, "Happy Tuesday, guys. Cooley is done in Friartown. Shame on him and Georgetown to do this." Wow, dude.
Yeah, we were talking about that quickly on the Gaming Corner last night. But you know what?
Your mom's upset.
It's obviously it's different. He was there for a long time. I think since 2011, if I'm not mistaken. But maybe this is an opportunity for somebody else to install new energy in the program and maybe get them to where he couldn't. But I think he did a great job with what he had to work with, and let's beat him when we play him, right? Right, Tony? I mean, that's the right attitude.
Dude, yeah.
Matthew's saying though, golf. Can't wait.
He's dying for the nice weather to go golf.
Oh yeah,
he really is.
We're basically there. We are there.
Really?
And it's coincidentally enough. So this Dell Technologies MatchPlay tournament. So like I said, this is the last one because of the disagreement with the course, and hopefully they'll be able to have it pop up at a different course. That would be fun. But it is coincidentally enough that I'm going to be there while the tournament's going on. But of course, time will not allow to go to the actual tournament, but I'm sure it would be a good time. But this is just so different.
You can't find a way? There's no
time just doesn't allow. Yeah, this is a big conference. So true, Brian. Didn't leave in a good way. Yeah,
Do you think he didn't?
I mean, it was a little abrupt, and I think maybe, and we'll have to see maybe what he says in his introductory press conference with Georgetown. But I think as Friar fans, all looking for just some gratitude, and just appreciation for the fan base.
Do you think he's going to get pressed about it?
I'm sure a little bit. I mean, I can't see him really like saying anything negative about it, but I guess we'll see. But the tournament here, so basically what it is 64 players only. So usually, our full tournaments are almost 150 golfers. So a lot smaller of a tournament. Like I mentioned, we are mad. Like I mentioned, and it is match play. So it's the top 64 players were placed into 4 seeded pools. The 16th highest ranked players as of March 20th in Pool A, the next 16 in Pool B, etc. The top seeds, Pool A, are placed into 16 groups in order, with the groups being completed by a means of a random draw. So pretty much, Tony, there's 16 groups, and the winner of each of those groups, they'll do a round robin between 4 golfers. The winner of those groups advance to the, the first round, which is the round before the quarterfinals, which will start on, I believe, let's see, the 25th. So that is going to be on Saturday. So they'll do first round and quarterfinals on Saturday, and then semifinals and finals on Sunday. So just so different than what we're used to working with. And pretty much, the only top golfers that are not playing here this week are Justin Thomas and Justin Rose. Everybody else is pretty much in the field. So, obviously, the Schefflers, the Rahms, the McIlroys, the Cantlays, the Homas, the Schauffeleys, the Jordan Spieths. So, you could go on and on there.
$20 million purse, Brian?
$20 million purse. Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
So another elevated event here. And, just to give you an idea too, like they stagger the guys. So, I mean, like Scheffler, he's with Tom Kim, Alex Norton, Davis Riley. John Rahm is with Billy Horschel, Keith Mitchell, Ricky Fowler. Rory with Keegan Bradley, Denny McCarthy, Scott Stallings.
Wow, dude. Nice threesome.
Homa with Matsuyama, Kisner, and Sue. And then, you have like Schauffele with Hoagie, Wise, and Davis. So just gives you an idea of those groups. Only one guy can advance. So actually, believe it or not, Wikipedia did a nice job here, kind of showing me all the groups.
Wow, Wikipedia. I will say I was on ESPN, and it's not even like you can't even go into it.
Got Wikipedia. It's 2023.
Wow.
I want you to pull it up. I want to show you what a good job they did, honestly, because you wouldn't see it from Wikipedia.
Did you Google just like the
2023 WGC match play?
Golf Digest, PGA Tour pops up. Where do you see Wikipedia?
At the top, usually. Or yeah, to the right.
Oh, right here. Oh,
yeah.
Wow, you went right in there.
And go down. Watch.
Wow.
Tell me that's not magic, Tony.
Dude, that is magic.
And then go down for a little further.
And these are the
groups.
Wow, ineligible players it gives you too.
All the live guys.
Results, yeah. Harold Varner, dude.
Don't you miss saying it?
Wow, I really do. Wow, all the groups, dude. Did you know that Scotty Scheffler, Tom Kim, Alex Norton, Davis Riley were all in a group?
I just saw this because of Liv. I told you how, how we used to, I haven't brought him up in a long time because he's obviously on Liv, but Louis Oosthuizen. Remember I always used to
Oh
bring him
my
out?
God.
He'd always
Yeah,
finish
yeah.
second and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think I mentioned to you how I was watching the Live tournament this weekend, and he was like in the lead, then he blew it, then he was tied 4-way playoff, and he still couldn't win the tournament. And these
Oh
fields
my
are only
God,
48
dude.
golfers. I mean, talk about tough luck Louis, Tony.
Yeah, really. Holy shit, dude.
So, a lot to kind of take in here, Austin Country Club, nice kind of backdrop. So it's a great event. I really enjoy kind of watching it. And
Oh, yeah.
just in terms of who's won this tournament. So you look back, last year, Scheffler won. The year before that, Horschel. 2020 was canceled. 2019, Kevin Kisner won. 2018, Bubba Watson won. In 2017, Dustin Johnson won. Seeds were 5, 32, 48, 35, and 1. So just shows you, you can be the 40th ranked golfer in the world. You can be the first ranked golfer in the world. Anybody can win this tournament. I think, that's what makes it so exciting. And how about how the purse since 2021 has almost doubled?
That's great, dude. What's 2021? That's 2 years.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Billy Horschel kind of got robbed at 10.5.
Yeah.
But that being said, Tony, like I said, I know there's a lot to take in here, but if you had to give it your best guess, it's a 1 in 64 shot. Usually we're dealing with 144 golfers.
Right.
What are we doing here?
I mean, give me Scotty Scheffler on the back-to-back.
Wow.
Right?
The year of Scotty.
Yeah, I think so, dude. I think it's time. I think disappointment maybe a little bit last tournament, but nonetheless, dude, I think he knows.
Wait, what'd you say?
A little disappointment the last tournament
that he won the Players.
Huh? What the tournament I'm thinking of? Maybe
probably the tournament before that. The Bay Hill, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. A little bit of a lapse.
That's
there.
all right. This is golf anyways. Give me Scotty here.
Come on,
I'm going to
Tony.
say in a landslide, too. Like, not even close, dude. Like, Sunday, it's in the bag.
So,
honestly,
Tiger Woods did this once. You're saying he's going to win 9 and 8.
Yeah.
Up 9 holes with 8 to play.
Easily.
Wow. That's crazy. So, I want to do something different here.
Oh. Keegan Bradley.
No. You know what? It's been a little while since we've heard from Max Homa. He's had a great run. Let's go with Max Homa winning the last match play tournament. Now, what are your thoughts on this, Tony? Do you like this format? I mean, what do you think here?
Yeah, I think it's fun as hell. I would imagine though, do they do this type of format with more golfers or no?
No, because then it would just
be
take
too crazy.
Long.
Yeah.
But the one thing that used to be different, which I liked, is what they used to do is, since it's 64, which is the same amount after we do the first 4 in the NCAA tournament, they used to seed it just like that. And
really?
I feel like that was the best, but then that was like single elimination.
Yeah.
So I think that's why the guys got tight. It's like, oh, you lose your first match, you gotta go home.
Yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense, I guess.
But it was kind of cool that way, just
Yeah.
because it reminded me of the NCAA tournament. But so that one.
No, yeah, I think this is dope.
That one will get underway tomorrow. We will definitely give you a leaderboard update there. But like I said, definitely a different format for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And then, let's actually do something a little different to start here, Tony. Let's go to the world of Major League Baseball.
2-2, he got him swinging. The back-to-back strikeouts for Robbie Ray.
There's damage right there. Shohei, way, Cy-Yo, nada, where did that land?
Smoke to Chapman, who leaps up and grabs it.
Story spins and fires. Out at first.
There it goes. See ya. Home run, Aaron Judge.
All right, Tony. So we had a crazy game last night in the World Baseball Classic. Did we at least get some highlights out of you? Did you see any highlights?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I was kind of just like following along with Twitter.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess you can say that.
It is amazing though. Like Twitter almost like puts like stuff out of business. Like, oh, just look at Twitter. Everyone will say everything instantly.
No,
like,
literally. And it's like, especially if you have notifications on, it's like the second it happens, you see it, dude. It's like in real time almost. Ridiculous.
But I believe so, Japan ends up walking this one off 6-5. Muntaka Murakami?
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess he's the Japanese Triple Crown winner, 23 years old. Had a walk-off double here. And this was a game they were down 3-0 in the 7th. all the guys on the Japanese team. Yoshida hit a big home run. That's the outfielder who the Red Sox signed. He's going to make his major league debut later this month. He had a great game. Ohtani, had a big double in the ninth as well. You've just seen throughout this, he's been really, really fired up. So it's just one of those things we've said the whole way here with this World Baseball Classic that me and you as fans, obviously are struggling to get that into it. But at the same time, you do see the emotion on the players. They're really, really fired up. And I think it definitely sets up, to be a great, matchup tonight where you'll have Team USA versus Team Japan. And maybe a matchup, if he gets out of the bullpen, of Ohtani versus Trout.
How crazy would that be, dude?
That was the story on ESPN.com. And I believe we do have another comment here.
Yes, real quick here from Jennifer Barnaby. She says, hey, Brian, your fans want to know, who do you think could be the next coach of the Friars?
This is a really, really tough question.
Really?
I have to say, because I don't know if there's exactly, an obvious answer. And I'm just, I guess, okay. So we do have, I just want to see, I guess, busting, excuse me. Wow. Bustingbrackets.com does have a list here. And one guy that they mentioned, which is very interesting. And I kind of like the thought of this because he's worked his way up from a Division II coach, just had one of the biggest upsets in NCAA history. How about Fairleigh Dickinson coach Tobin Anderson, Tony?
Really? You think
Michael
so?
knew him from his UB days. I kind of like that.
Do you think, I don't know, from the way he talked about his team, though, I mean, it seems like that dude is never going to leave that school. You know what I'm saying? Or do you think money talks, absent money walks?
You already said it for me.
Oh my goodness, dude.
That's
so sad.
And so
wow,
I think,
Matthew coming with the wow, dude.
And I would like to say too, really appreciate Jennifer and Chokri tuning in here.
Oh yeah.
One other name too. So Tobin Anderson, I think that makes a lot of sense. But one other name is Jeff Battle. He was brought on as an assistant, under Cooley, and has been a collegiate assistant actually for over 3 decades. So he's just kind of a highly talked about name. So you think about a guy who's worked side by side with Ed Cooley. So I wouldn't completely rule that out either.
Right.
So it was funny, you just look at a website, first 2 names there make a lot of sense. And if I was going to favor one, though, I still would go with Anderson. I like the story, I really do. And you love a motivated coach, and especially, he hasn't been on the big stage before. And I'm sure after getting that taste, he's fired up. So that's something we'll monitor. And of course, any updates, we will give them your way. Some more comments here at Nifty NFT. What up, fam?
Classic. Hope everyone has a blessed day. You too, Nifty.
You too.
Happy you're tuning in, bud.
And then Matthew.
Matthew Gabriel says, that would be solid. And he says, they all leave, Tony. Do you like money?
So that's
I wouldn't leave, dude. Come on.
Tony, stop.
Ask me how much. Doesn't matter. Not leaving.
It is interesting, though. Do you feel like, if you had your pick of the litter and maybe a better job opened up, but the living situation was better, I feel like you're just sticking where you are, right?
The living situation?
Yeah, like where the job is,
Oh.
It could be,
right.
You're going cross country.
Yeah, very true, very true. I don't know, dude. I mean, again, I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like, his whole shtick, I feel like the tournament was how, like, he believes in these guys. These are, like the whole, like, he just seems like there's a whole idea as a head coach. You have to be so committed to make your team believe that they can be committed and they can succeed.
Well, he was committed for this season. You know what I mean? But this next year's team is a completely different team. That's the way you gotta look at it, Tony.
How much your Providence? How much are you offering him?
I don't even think you have to offer him that much compared to what he was making at Fairleigh Dickinson. I mean,
but the dude from St. Peter's, you would imagine, who went to Seton Hall,
right? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So if I just had to give a starting point, I would think like a couple million. I don't know, like between $1 and $2 million.
That's crazy. What do you think he's making now? Like 60,000.
probably like 150,000 or
Really that much?
200,000.
Fairleigh Dickinson?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Low 100,000. Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. You want to know how
Um,
much I make coaching club rugby? Sacred Heart?
yeah. You asked me if I
It's
wanted to know.
It's like $4,000 a year.
I mean, there you go.
Yeah, it's not terrible. I mean, yeah.
But we know it's all, about the revenue generators, Tony. And I know
Yeah,
that's something that
dude.
you're all too familiar with.
Yeah.
The many gripes with SHU. Can't say too much.
Can't say too much. I'm heavily employed by them.
And I'm just kind of curious, though. I know obviously we're not following this pitch by pitch here, but what do you think about this championship game we got tonight? Is it my understanding too? Has the U.S. actually never won the World Baseball Classic?
I have no idea, dude. Let's look it up.
They won in 2017, but that was the only time they won. All right. So actually, they're defending champions.
Oh, okay. So I mean, what are we talking about?
They
here,
beat
dude?
Puerto Rico 8-0, Dodger Stadium 6 years ago.
Wow, dude.
And Japan has won twice. DR won in 2013. But who's winning tonight?
I say U.S. back to back. Why not? I mean, obviously, we know United States capability. We know Japan's capabilities. I think it's kind of surprising. You mentioned some of those names. I feel like that came up with big plays in big spots. It seemed like that Japan. Obviously they have Ohtani to rally around, someone who obviously has experience in MLB. And again, it's pretty funny. I forget what I was watching, or I was reading an article or something. And it was about when Ohtani first came to the United States. And I think someone had asked him about, because he was swarmed with reporters all day, the media in his face. And someone had asked him how he's been dealing with all the media attention. And he said that, compared to back in Japan, this is nothing. I get mobbed 24/7,
right?
With thousands of people. It's ridiculous. So it seems like Japan kind of has the right mindset to come up big in big spots. And obviously, you mentioned they won this tournament twice already. So I think they can give the United States a good run for their money. But I just feel like the United States has more talent on the team.
Well, I feel like it's
right?
Their lineup. They have more talent, but the pitching, I kind of question. You know who's starting?
No, Kelly.
Somebody's on top of it. Huh?
Yeah, dude. I know Kelly.
I've always liked Kelly, but you think about if you're comparing him to all the pitchers. I mean, he's not even
I know
even close.
Yeah, but who is? I don't even know who do they have in there? Who are the starters in the team?
Adam Wainwright. Isn't that ridiculous?
That is kind of ridiculous.
Kelly. Last year, I was trying to look here. I love when they go career and 337, 13-8. So last year was the best year of his career. I don't think he did that well. He said 3 innings, 2 runs the last time out against Colombia.
Right.
And I guess Japan was thinking of starting Yu Darvish for this one, or even Shohei, but they're going to start Shota Imanga. He's appeared in 2 games in relief this tournament. 1 run, 4 innings, strikeout 5. Pitched 143 in 2/3 innings for Yokohama last season, 2.26 ERA.
That's interesting.
Now, I say we make this part of our pick segment, Tony, because we need to throw as many bones as we can here. And I'm actually going to go with Japan.
Okay, fine. I'll go with the U.S.
I think better team.
I think U.S. better team.
Alonso, if he had gotten a hit, maybe.
Yeah, maybe he will. Never know. Think you're funny?
One thing that I know, and I know I'm not going to get anything I'm not going to get anything out of you on this one, but the thing you're saying on Twitter about Judge, I mean, it is ridiculous. And I know that you don't believe it, and I understand it's a defense mechanism for Alonso.
You brought it up.
I'm
went out
it.
there, so you're gonna get some back. You're gonna get it back.
But
buddy.
but the one thing you could say is, in terms of the person that he is, there's not one. And I know you can say the same thing for Alonso, but I really have not heard one negative thing that's ever come out about Judge. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, no, I guess I really haven't necessarily yet. But yeah, you can say the same thing about Alonso. And, I feel like Judge's wife rubbed me the wrong way.
Judge's wife rubbed you the wrong way.
I mean, it's a reflection of you,
Explain that more.
Like what happened with Judge's wife?
No, but you said it's a reflection of me. So what do you
No,
mean?
of you as in you to Judge.
So what did she do?
She got pulled over, DUI, drunk.
No, she didn't. What do you?
Yeah.
she
What do you mean? Look it up. I swear to God. And she said,
No.
she was like, do you know who I am? Like, Aaron Judge is my husband.
No.
Yeah,
You're
dude.
definitely getting this
No,
completely wrong.
who else would have said that?
No.
Dude, look it up. This was probably like a decade ago. Not a decade ago, but a while ago. Look it up.
Listen.
What do you got?
I don't want to hear it, dude. You know what? People
What does it say?
We live in a land of opportunity here, Tony. All right, second chances. It's and honestly, we're not talking about his wife, Tony. We're talking about Aaron Judge, the man himself. All right, so enough.
I'm just saying, dude, you brought it up.
I think you did, honestly.
No, you brought up the whole tweet and everything. You tweeted out, and then you brought it up at the show. It's still pretty funny. That movie. Have you ever seen that movie?
Which movie?
Pearl Harbor.
Ben
Affleck. I think Kate Beckinsale.
No.
It's a terrible movie.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's a really poor depiction of actually what happened. So it's laughable.
Anything I just obviously we were talking about Mauricio, not making the team, but anything else about the Mets coming out?
So far not really, dude. I mean, the biggest storyline really is who's replacing Diaz.
Right, that's
seems like there was some talks of the Mets making a push at his brother.
Who's on the Reds still?
Yeah. But I think last I heard the Reds said no one's contacted them for no one reached out. But
that would be interesting.
It would be, I guess, poetic, but I mean
his numbers are good.
His numbers are solid, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if you didn't have to give up anything crazy, why wouldn't you? I mean, because go in the future, he could be a nice setup guy for you.
Right. No, yeah, very true. I guess we'll see. Again, I don't know. I mean, I think David Peterson could be a toss-up. Ottavino, seems pretty solid. So we'll see, dude. I mean, I feel like we still need help in our bullpen anyway. So I don't know.
And do you get it? I don't know if it's like infield in situation, but like, do you get tight about a closer by committee or no?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I don't know a successful example of when you literally just kept. Because then I guess too, it's like guys can't get comfortable with one role. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're gonna bring them in the 6th, but then you're gonna bring them in the 9th. And I just feel like you gotta have what guy you can count on. And I think just from what I've seen, even though Robertson's closed more, and I know we kind of talked about this, but I feel like I would definitely have to go with Ottavino.
Yeah, I mean, right now, have to right now.
Because Robertson, is a great guy. I think he's a great setup man. But it's just, I don't think you could count on him.
Yeah, not right now anyway. I mean, you got to see it to believe it, dude.
I can't believe, Tony, though, that we sit here and 9 days now.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. We're
9
inside
days.
single digits here. I mean, it's just unbelievable. The spring is just flown by.
It's really ridiculous, dude.
And I just really can't wait for the nightly grind, the nightly breakdown. I forgot what's the deal with your. I know you told me this, but when rugby ends for you,
when does it end?
Yeah,
end of April.
End of April. Okay, so cut into a little of your Mets baseball to start,
dude.
But
you know, dude, I can't wait after April, dude. NHL postseason, MLB, dude. Forget about it, dude. It's over. It's over.
Yeah, no. In speaking of which, Tony, we have a lot to talk about in the world of the National Hockey League.
Here's Matthews. Scores! Hat-trick goal!
My goodness, this is a great shot.
Big hit on the far side by McCarr. He flattens Jordan Staal. Oh my goodness! Gets the gun right back. Terrified and robbed by Shesterkin. That's brilliant from Igor Shesterkin. It's a breakaway to win it in overtime. McDavid scores the winner in overtime.
All right. And Tony, I have to say, you're very good, pre-show, setting up the thumbnail and everything. But one thing that I have to say I'm disappointed about is not in the headline or a picture, of Erik Karlsson.
2
after he
goals
scores
last
2
night.
goals last night. But what happened? Did that just slip through the research department, or?
They lost.
But Karlsson, Tony.
Maybe if they win, I don't know. If he had 3 goals, it would have been a little different.
Like Evander Kane did?
Evander Kane?
The other night, I guess not this game, but last game. I literally just saw an article that he scored 3 goals. It must have been last game. I have to look this up though.
Here. Let's see, Edmonton, Evander Kane. Recent games, against Seattle on the 18th, 3 goals.
Okay, yes, it was a couple. I guess older article.
Yeah.
But the Oilers do prevail in overtime, 5-4 here. We mentioned Karlsson, number 21 and 22 on the season. So the dream season continues there, and I think this was, though, an impressive win for the Oilers. And I know the Sharks, we talked about in depth about how they've really struggled to get that 20th win of the season.
And they still.
But I'm
just last night.
But I'm just saying, Tony, to score 5 goals if you're Edmonton and none of them be Kane, Draisaitl, McDavid, or Nugent Hopkins.
I guess so. When you look at it, though, again, look. Yes, there's. I think a lot of players around, McDavid and Draisaitl have been kind of flourishing a lot. Regardless, I think Draisaitl and McDavid still had 2 assists last night. And you still gave up 4 goals against the Sharks. So I don't know. I think I know you very much enjoy the Edmonton Oilers and everything, and you can't doubt their talent. But it just seems to me there's still a very incomplete team here.
The one thing I'll say is, though, it seems like you hate defense in Madden, but you love it in hockey.
Why do I hate defense in Madden?
Well, because you said you should be able to throw touchdowns. Throw picks deep.
Well, yeah. In NHL, too, it should be, easier to score, maybe, Brian. I'm sure you would like that.
You've never said that. You really have never.
No.
What's that?
I haven't said that.
So you don't actually think that?
I don't know.
Just
I guess so.
Because you're good enough to score, so you don't need it to be.
Sometimes it's annoying though, like when it's like 1-0 game, and it's like,
yeah. And like I know we were talking about this too, but the old games, it really it was so easy.
Dude, the old games, I don't know if something like was going on, but like when the period was under a minute, there was always it seemed like so easy to score. Like anything almost would go in, dude. It was so crazy that it's like the game was almost designed to be like, oh, final minute of the period, like there could be a goal, like easily. And then same deal. Honestly, I remember like growing up playing NHL on like PlayStation 2 with my brother, and for whatever reason, like back-to-back goals happened so often. Like I would score and the game would I'm up. Let's make it easier for the other team to score to keep it interesting or something like that. I'm telling you, dude.
Well, it seemed like those settings were on only when I was playing you guys last time, because that actually was happening. The back-to-back goals.
True, yeah,
it was all you guys, not me. And I get, from a defensive perspective, what you're saying, regarding the Oilers here, and they did have Jack Campbell in net, and I would imagine, for the vast majority of the big games down the stretch into the playoffs, that you'd see Skinner based on, how he's performed this season. So that was, nice for them to just get out of there with the win. And I was pretty surprised. Pittsburgh with Ottawa. So that's 4 straight losses for Pittsburgh now.
Yeah, 4 straight, dude.
So a 2-1 loss in regulation. So we've seen Pittsburgh, despite, obviously the guys we know, in terms of Crosby, in terms of Malkin, in terms of Gensel, but they at times they just struggled to score. And this is a perfect example. The one goal from Raquel coming in the 3rd period, and Jari, 19 out of 21, didn't have to stop too much. Ferguson, 48 of 49. Maybe the new Vizmelka, possibly, Tony. But is it like? It's so like tough because I recognize the greatness of Sidney Crosby, of Chris Letang, and of Evgeny Malkin, but wow, Ferguson, that was actually his first start of the year, and I don't know if that maybe his career is only 24 years old. I
thought he
that was the first start of his career.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
Wow. What a Vizmelka 2.0. What I was getting at, Tony, is I just feel like we're trending towards the same thing with Pittsburgh that we've seen. Would this be 4 years in a row of losing the first round
of the playoffs?
Yeah.
Yes, I think. I'm trying to think. They beat I'm trying. Yeah, 4th year sounds about right.
And, we could double check that, but I
will right now.
I just don't see any evidence, going into the playoffs that they're going to be able to, put together a solid 7-game series, and you just go to the standings here in terms of the conference, and right now they're actually, I think, out of the playoffs.
Oh, they were fighting for that last wild card.
So
spot.
they're
Well,
1
with this
point
loss,
behind
maybe.
Florida.
Yeah, after this.
Wow,
Yeah.
wouldn't that be something? And they have a long streak here. Wait, so how long?
1, 2. Oh shit! 1, 2, 3, 4 times.
So this would be 5 times.
This would be the 4th time losing in the first round.
No,
Sorry,
the 5th time. They've lost.
This would be the 5th time they have lost 4 already. And then the last time before that, they lost 2nd round of the Capitals. That's when the Capitals
And then
won.
they won the Stanley Cup
and then won back-to-back years. Yeah.
But boy, I mean, that would be a shame. Though I would like to see, Crosby get in here, face the Bruins, and you think they would get swept though, or no?
Yeah.
Can't even give Sid one.
No, I'm not going to give him one. Dude.
I think you're just not having it right now.
No, not by him, dude. Come on.
And I'm looking standing wise. So I guess Rangers with the off night last night, 1 point behind Toronto. So really important here moving forward in a big game with Carolina. I mean, they're fighting to get that 2nd seed there. And I know Chokery is going to be locked into this one.
Oh yeah.
But no, it's ridiculous too, though. He has trouble getting the games there because I guess he has YouTube TV. They don't have the carrier for the Hurricanes game, and then he has ESPN Plus, but it's blacked out.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it sounds like for the price of YouTube TV, you can not anymore now. It's
wait. No, continue. I actually didn't know what you were gonna say. I think I do. Let me take a guess. You were gonna say that it's not worth it?
I was gonna say for the price of YouTube TV, you could just go to the game.
Oh, you could just go. Oh, so you're really saying that YouTube TV is not worth it?
Yeah. Am I wrong? I mean, isn't it like cable for the? Don't you pay monthly? Isn't it like $60 a month or something?
That's what I thought. I've looked into it, and just for that specific reason, the carriage problems. Like I know if I had it here, we get the Yes Network. I'm not even.
There's no Yes Network.
There's nothing to talk about, Tony. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Right?
I wonder if they carry SNY and shit.
They probably don't, honestly.
That's
and like
so
Frontier doesn't carry the Yes Network either. And then you hear like these old timers complaining, like, "Oh, I can't watch the Yankees. I don't like the Yankees anymore." It's like this is about the cable carrier. And second of all, how do you not just adapt?
I know, really, dude.
YouTube TV beat no SNY, no Yes.
So yeah.
We have it at home.
Beat. We have it at home. Sucks ass. No SNY. No Yes.
No, I'm making a statement here for every day that I am on this earth. I will never be a subscriber to YouTube.
Then,
TV.
like, what do they have? Like, just ESPN? Like, is that it, dude?
And then your basic channels. Fox,
no, I'm saying like for sports though. Like, what are we doing?
I don't know. Dude? Yeah, that's why. Like I said, it just to me, it's just not
adaptability, dude.
It's just not even worth the conversation.
Well, they had Nesson.
Oh my god. And then the other games. I mean, I know you were surprised, and speaking of Florida, 5-2 over the Red Wings last night,
dude.
So they're really looking to just kind of sneak into this playoff race. As we expected, Colorado all over the Blackhawks here, 5-0. So Colorado really looking to cement his place here. Georgiev with the shutout. 4th shutout of the year.
Yeah.
And how about Rantanen? 47 goals, a power play goal here. Really an amazing season that isn't being talked about too much. And, maybe if they had gotten off to a better start, he would be in the MVP conversation. Have you heard much MVP talk, or is it just an assumption that McDavid run away minus 5,000?
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Has he won one yet?
Yeah, definitely.
Who won last year? Wasn't Draisaitl, right?
No. McCarr won.
We have to look this up.
Wait, McCarr won something, but it obviously wasn't
defensive player of the year.
Because Adam Fox won that.
The Hart Trophy.
Correct.
All right. Last year was Matthews. The year before was McDavid, his second.
Mm-hmm.
And then Draisaitl, Kucherov, Taylor Hall. Is he still playing?
Yeah.
Connor McDavid, Patrick Kane, Carey Price, 2014, Tony.
Wow.
Ovechkin has not won MVP since 2012.
Wait, 2014 Carey Price won it?
Yeah.
Must have been probably maybe like a handful of times a goalie has won it.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm looking at this and I really don't see. How about Chris Pronger, a defenseman, won in 99?
Wow.
Dominic Hasek, back-to-back, 96, 97.
That's sick, dude.
Mario won 3 as well. But
I guess 21-22.
yeah, he won. Oh, so no, I think did Fox win that award the year before?
Yeah, maybe I'm getting the years confused.
Yeah, that's got to be what it is.
Like even Matthews won last year.
I mean, didn't he have like almost 50 goals last year?
Led the NHL with 60 goals. Also had 46 assists. Toronto reached the postseason before falling to the Lightning. I guess, dude.
I'll give you not a Matthews guy.
I don't know. I just feel like, honestly, in my opinion, I think Connor McDavid is a way better player than him. And for some reason, I remember being at the network, and it was like
he stiffed you.
What? No, not yeah. Honestly, yeah. No. Like for some reason, I remember working an NHL show, and they were like, "Oh, like Matthews McDavid, it's like in the league, like 1A, 1B sort of deal." And I'm like, thinking to myself, like, I don't know, dude. McDavid's like, I just think a way better player than Matthews.
I mean, I don't know if I would go to that.
I think we just think overall impact. I think skill wise, he's like it could be 1 and 2, sure, but to say 1A, 1B,
yeah,
I think is ridiculous. And even 1 and 2 is kind of, I think Matthews. I don't know. I feel sometimes he has like off games, off years. Like, yeah, he had obviously a stellar year last year. But
Tony,
still,
what's
dude.
the margin? 5% though. You're acting like it's a landslide. That's all I would say. I'm not going to say
it's obvious. I think it's obvious.
But I'm saying it's not like
I think you're contrarian, dude. Because now here I am arguing in favor of McDavid, and you're over there arguing against him. This is going to go out of hand, Brian.
I think this is just. I think this is just because you're envisioning his Ranger future now. You know?
Oh, geez.
Once we clear out some cap space,
the whole fucking team.
So right now, Colorado sits on the 4th seed here, so they would get the home ice. So similar spot to the Rangers, but a very tight race. Edmonton has 88 points as well, and Minnesota. Dallas only 1 point up as well, so that's going to be a fight to the finish. But obviously, if we ended today, they would have the home ice advantage over Minnesota in the first round. And what a matchup it would be if we got the Western Conference Finals from last year in the first round, which we could see too between Edmonton and Colorado. So these Western Conference playoffs are going to be exciting.
Yeah, I said it yesterday, I think too. I mean, the hockey playoffs are going to be great in general. And I'm super stoked for them. But yeah, like you said, the West, we talked about it yesterday too. I like Winnipeg, Dallas, like flipping their script in terms of, being on top of the conference. And now, you're getting these teams like Edmonton, like Colorado, making these late pushes. I will say one team that does remain a constant though on top seems to be like the Kings. I don't know though.
8-2 over Calgary last night.
Love it, dude.
4
goals in the first.
Phoenix Copley didn't have to do much.
2 in the second, 2 in the third.
16 and 18.
I know.
Adrian Kemp, what do we got?
2 goals?
2 goals.
2 goals, right?
33 and 34 of the season. Velarde had his 23rd. But definitely a disappointing season here for Calgary. Looks like they're not gonna be in the playoffs.
Oh my God, I know.
Getting Kadri and Huberdeau.
It's really honestly kind of disgraceful for Calgary. Losing Gaudreau, I think was like just a terrible decision. They should have tried and make him stay in Calgary for whatever they could do. So odd because it seems like for both parties, a lackluster year. I think Kadri has good, not Kadri. Johnny Gaudreau has good numbers, but he's just on the fucking Blue Jackets. And I think, when you look at Calgary as a team, you look at some of their point leaders. Tyler Toffoli leading with points, with goals. Looks like Elias Lindholm leading with assists. Not exactly what you would think would be leading the team. Kadri's kind of in third of the team. 21 goals, 28 assists. Not terrible. But minus 17 on the ice. I mean, he's on the ice for a lot of goals given up. I'd be interested to see honestly how he kind of bode with Colorado last year. Colorado, he's plus 13 out on the ice. So I don't know if it's just not he's on the right line or he's just not, a defensive forward, but I mean, I would think of a huge disappointment. Again, ESPN got to go down to the extended stats for face-off win percentages here. They didn't even fucking show it here, actually. Show up. Dude, are you kidding me? Anywho, I just think, like you were saying, Calgary, super disappointing. And it's just a shame. I don't know if it's going to be like just moving some guys around, as simple as that, in terms of line combinations. Obviously, I haven't been following the Flames that deeply, or adding pieces around them. I mean, again, you look at that team. I don't know. I feel like Dylan Dubé they got. Do they actually? They maybe got 40 points in the season so far, 22 assists. Again, like we mentioned Backlund, Lindholm, Magnapane. I mean, they have talent around them. But it's just, I don't know. I guess it's just they're just not jiving well.
Yeah, maybe they need
Goaltending too,
a
maybe.
new head coach. How about Alain Vigneault comes in kind of militarian style, right?
Yeah, I could see that. I guess. I mean, maybe a head coaching change would be nice. I'm trying to see. I think I remember like looking at Markstrom's numbers too. Their goaltender, not great this season. Save percentage below 9, say 889. Goals against average at 3. They have Dan Vladar, 25-year-old from Prague, Czech Republic here. I think he had some good games, but he's 12-6-5, 894 save percentage, 299 goals against. So they're basically, giving up 3 goals a game. Obviously in this game they gave up 8 here between both goaltenders. But like I was saying before, I don't know, dude. It just seems like this team doesn't work well together. There's face-off percentage just last night for Kadri. He was 4 for 9 in the face-off circle there. Elias Lindholm, 10 for 24. So they're not posting great numbers in the face-off circle. I mean, you just look at their general team stats here. Obviously getting outshot heavily. LA 39-18 here. LA 2 for 5 in the power play. Again, it seems like Calgary maybe can't keep up with speedy teams. Calgary themselves had 4 power play opportunities, only converted on 1. I don't know, man. I mean, they generated almost no offense last night with the 18 shots on goal. And it's not even like, I mean, LA had 15 block shots, but still, I mean, 18 shots on goal, dude. Like what are we doing here? Again, you look at the shots. Kadri had no shots on goal last night, -2 on the ice. Like he was nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Huberdeau had 2 shots, 1
it's
assist.
one of those things where they say the games aren't played on paper, and I think they just. I don't know. I mean, do you think any of it was that they didn't do enough to keep Gaudreau, or do you think he just wanted to go?
I mean, from what I remember from when Gaudreau was leaving, it was more about Gaudreau wanted to leave rather than the Flames.
In Canada.
Yeah, I don't know if it was because again he went to Ohio here.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. I don't know, man. Again, like the huge talk was like, oh, he's gonna want to go home, metropolitan area, something like that. And he didn't even do that, dude. So it's like, what was really going on behind closed doors at Calgary? You really don't know. And then maybe like, I don't know. Again, you look at Kadri's stats, right, for the previous years. Obviously, last year, 87 points, 28 goals, 59 assists. Year before that, only played 56 games, 11 goals, 21 assists here. Before that, only played 51 games again. Right. So obviously, it struggled with injuries a couple of years here.
But an outlier season, possibly.
But what?
Last year.
Oh, yeah. Last year, I mean, 71 games played. Even, a full season, 2018-19, 73 games played. He had 44 points. Year before that, 80 games. He had 55 points. Year before that, 82 games, 61 points. So last year was really his best career year. And I guess maybe they were kind of overlooking the other years of like, not necessarily mediocrity, but I mean, he wasn't someone who consistently, pumps out 80 points in a season. So, but still, you would still expect. I mean, he'd probably end the season, you would imagine, with I don't know, who knows, maybe around 26 goals.
It's just the assists are the big thing.
Yeah,
I mean, because he's already played the same amount of games,
and being on the ice for -7, for 17 more goals against than getting goals. It's very interesting, honestly. I think maybe because if I remember correctly too, I'm gonna look at Huberdeau. Last season, wow, 85 assists, 115 points for Florida. Obviously another season where it's his career high, but you can go back to 2018-19 season when he played 82 games. He had how many points? 92 points. Year before that, 69 points. So he had big seasons year after that, 78 points in 1920 with 23 goals, 55 assists. Then you get some COVID year action here. But I mean, now, 14 goals. I mean, that's, one of the lowest you probably could say in the last 7 years in terms of goal production, 33 assists. I mean, he's playing at a fraction of what he did last season with Florida, which is, again, does not bode well for Calgary. And let's look at Boudreaux. I never know how to spell it.
Are you really? I feel like I've spelled it wrong so many times. I know how to spell it now.
Like G-U-A?
No, G-A-U.
G-A-U.
D-R-E-A-U.
Yeah.
There we go.
Motherfucker. Wow, dude. For Columbus here, and again, kind of tough, obviously. Minus 29 out on the ice. 63 points in the season so far. Last year was his best year. 115 points, 82 games, 40 goals, 75 assists. He's, kissed 100 points before. You go back to, again, 17-18 where 18-19 where he played a full season, 82 games, 99 points here. Obviously production kind of tampered a little bit in 19-20, and then the COVID season, only 56 games. So basically, almost half a season he had 50 points, which kind of, the math plays out well. And now you're looking at a game, a year in Columbus, 67 games, 17 points, 46 assists here. I mean, it's just a shame to see these three guys who dominated the league last year. They're nothing right now.
But I mean,
nothing,
you would know better than me. I mean,
Right.
that, other than if you're some all-time legend, I mean, is that kind of common with these guys that are all-stars, but maybe not MVPs?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, I feel like, players like this who come in again, Johnny Gaudreau, 29 years old. So I guess maybe, but again, I don't know. I mean, you look at his career, like he had such great years, coming into the league early. He did well and he improved every single year. COVID, obviously plays a little bit of a factor, but he comes back full season, absolutely hammers it. So it's not like this guy wasn't doing, it's not like he really just had 1 year that was good. Like he was building a career. And now you just saw that significant taper off. I mean, obviously the change of team plays a factor too. I really don't know what his issue was with Calgary. Because I mean they were competitive, like they were in the playoffs last year. Very interesting, honestly, but nonetheless, dude, like I said, I don't know. I think it's kind of tough. I do think these guys will have bounce back years. I mean, again, Kadri, you can maybe make an excuse to the team he was around, but you could also say like, hey, with a team with that much talent, to be a player who was an outlier of that talent. I mean that says even more. That between all that talent, like Kadri was one of the big names in the team. You were seeing the puck a lot. You were on the scoring end of a lot of those plays. So I mean, Kadri, obviously talented guy. Same thing with Huberdeau for Florida too. And again, I don't know why you left Florida. Florida was a team. I don't know. Not Florida. Sorry, I kind of.
We're talking about Huberdeau, or
yeah,
he was in Florida.
Yeah. I'm saying like for someone who like was on Florida and then to have like a bullshit year.
Yeah,
it was not good.
It's just one of those things, Tony. One of those things. So we did mention that we do have a big matchup, Madison Square Garden tonight, 7:00.
Wow,
and
dude!
It is the Hurricanes versus the Rangers for the third time this season, and the Rangers, fortunately, have had their number the previous 2 games, and of course, play them at the right time here, as we well know now. They are without Svechnikov for the rest of the year. So the Hurricanes come into this game. I'm sure that's a big part of it, but they've lost 3 out of 5. The Rangers are on a 4-game winning streak here. And if you look at it specifically, the last 4 games, they have outscored the opponent 22-5. So it really has just been utter dominance. You go into this game with Carolina. I think the one thing, though, that you do have to keep in mind, Tony, is as much as, we've beaten them twice, they're wounded, obviously, without Svechnikov, is you can't take them lightly. Obviously, they're 45-15 for a reason. And I'm sure they really want to right the ship here solidify that second spot in the Eastern Conference playoffs and get some momentum here. So I think you're going to have a really driven team here. And I think this is going to be a really, really good, highly contested game.
Yeah, I really could not agree more. I mean, you'll get that, it's the third time these two teams have faced each other. These two teams have looked very different. I think the past two times that they faced, last game that they played 6-2, I think the Rangers won. That was Panarin's 4-goal night. So obviously, Panarin being the significant impact player there in that game. It was also a Halak game. I think he had like 27 saves. And then the game before that, we won 5-3, and you'll get the score sheet there. Everything was kind of spread out. Miller, Trouba each had goals from the defensemen. Panarin, Zibanejad, Hedl, goals again. And then, of course, you had Igor in net for that with only, 20 saves and 23 shots. So I feel like both games that the Rangers had against the Hurricanes here, they've been very keen on defense. Which I think bodes well for us right now, because currently standing, we have 13 unanswered goals for the past two games. So obviously our defense has been really good. We back-to-back shutouts. So I think our defense, our goaltending is certainly ready for Carolina. I will say I think 5-on-5 hockey is going to be more important this game. I think we were 1 for 3 on the power play against them in the last game, and then 1 for 1 on the power play the first time we played them. So Carolina does a good job of staying out of the penalty box. And if they do get in the penalty box, they have a decent penalty kill. Obviously, no Svechnikov here. So that definitely helps us in terms of their offensive capabilities and defensive assignments for us too. I think that makes, our defenders' jobs a little bit easier here. If I'm going to kind of lay out maybe a little bit of a plan here, you would assume, I understand Panarin has, 5 goals against this team this season. So, I mean, how could you not, say for Panarin to get the puck in his hands tonight, especially like against Pittsburgh? I mean, he had some crazy snipes too. He's had some great offensive production. Brian has mentioned, his goals come in bunches too. So I'm going to say, Panarin has a goal and 2 assists tonight. Give me Kane with the goal, and then Trocheck with 2 goals tonight
against his former team. A little revenge, but
hell yeah, dude! I think he's gonna be a little bit more of an outlier. I would imagine. I mean, also, the Canes defensemen. I mean, they got to be keen on Panarin a little bit, so he's gonna look for someone else. There's gonna be another line that's gonna be, I think, a little bit more. I think maybe a little bit more open to score. And it's probably gonna be the Kreider Trocheck line, I'm sure. So. I like that. Trocheck revenge spot there. Shesterkin, I don't know, maybe 31 saves on like 32 shots here. And I'm going to say the Rangers win this one 5-1.
Wow.
Let's do it.
That would be quite the way to cap off that 5-0.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Does Kane return to the scorers table tonight?
Yeah, he's got a goal tonight for sure.
I mean, as great as everything's went, I think that's the one thing that we've been missing. So it would be nice to really kind of prioritize, getting him going. That's for sure. But that being said, Tony, for my first pick here, it's just laid out right in front of me. And I have to give a shout out. I've never heard of this guy out in Ottawa. They're on a back-to-back in Boston tonight. But Tim Stutzel this year. Are you familiar with Mr. Stutzel?
The name sounds familiar.
21 years old, from Germany, 3rd overall pick, 2020. So we could have had him instead of Lafreniere, right?
Well, yeah.
35 goals, 43 assists. Imagine that instead of Laffy.
That would be pretty crazy for the Senators, you say?
For the Senators. Just trying to see, too, if this is his first career. No, it's his 3rd career season. Had 22 goals last year, 12 in his rookie year.
I mean, that's someone who's starting to mature.
Yeah, so maybe in the trade market, we might have to look out for that. But yeah, I just think, a team playing the back-to-back and you're in Boston against the Bruins. I mean, that really spells trouble. So I don't think I need to really elaborate too much on this one. So let me say the Bruins here 5-1 over the Senators. I really can't see this one being close.
Wow, dude, taking the Bruins, huh?
Yeah, Tony's favorite team. No, it's been a while. I know.
It has really been a while since I picked them, I think. But anywho, dude, how many games are going tonight?
4.
Wow. I'll stay in the tri-state area. I'm going to go with New Jersey at home here against Minnesota. Kaprizov out, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it just says out. I don't even think there's I think he's out
I
for the
don't think
season,
he's, yeah,
right?
I don't
Yeah,
think
there's
he's
no
coming
way. Jersey in a very, I think, precarious situation here, as you know, they have a couple teams, breathing down their necks, in terms of the standings. I also, correct me if I'm wrong here, I believe they're just like a couple points behind Carolina.
Yeah, it's very
It's very tight there. So, honestly, I feel like in the grand scheme of things, Jersey probably happy Carolina's playing the Rangers here. Yeah, New Jersey 97 points, Carolina 98 points. So as the Rangers here start to close some gaps here between the Rangers and New Jersey and Carolina. New Jersey's going to try and overtake Carolina tonight, I think. And they know that, and they come out here. They know that they're playing an injured Minnesota Wild, who's kind of like also dropping off. Obviously to no extent that Dallas is not even.
Part
obviously
of that
Winnipeg or Dallas
four-way tie.
Yeah. So I think they were kind of, one of those teams that were like in third place for most of the year, Western Conference. Now they're like in fifth place in that tie sort of deal. So they're in that precarious situation. And I just think that Devils take advantage of it, use their speed, move their legs, short, quick passes. I think it's going to be a bloodbath all day long. I will say Vitek Vanacek, if he is starting, I'm just going to double check starting goalies here. Likely against Gustafsson, who's been having a great year actually too. But give me the Devils here. Say 3-0. Shutout for VTech here.
And speaking of teams, kind of jockeying for position here, the Lightning with 2 points behind the Rangers, so I'm sure they would love to get that fifth seed, or even potentially move up to 4. They sit with 90 points. Rangers have 92, Maple Leafs 93, Devils 97. So they're going for the season sweep of the Canadiens tonight.
Wow.
And you know what they say, like with football, they would say, it's tough to beat a team 3 times in a season. Hockey, tough to beat a team 4 times in a season unless they suck, which is true with the Canadiens, Tony. So I know the whole story, St. Louis and all that, but I don't know if that's going to work out, honestly, because 10 under 500, obviously not competing for anything this season, second to last place in the Eastern Conference. Lightning have had a weird year, but at the end of the day, they are 42-23, so that is a solid body of work, and they do have 90 points, so you can't complain too much. And Kucherov, I think he has almost 80 assists, a Huberdeau-like season. So I think the Canadiens, I don't think this one is really going to be that close. So give me Kucherov 2 goals and an assist. Lightning 4-2 over the Canadiens.
Wow. All right, my next game here. I'm gonna go. I guess give me Tortorella and the Flyers here.
Wow, I didn't think you would ever do that with the tribute video and everything.
I know, honestly, dude. Obviously Florida on that 3-game winning streak right now, beating Montreal, New Jersey, Detroit. We just talked about them. And some of their players, kind of having a lack of production. And I just think the Flyers here with Carter Hart in net tonight, I believe it said confirmed or likely. Confirmed. Bang. Knew it. Someone who kind of started out super hot, but numbers have kind of ballooned a little bit in a bad way. I just think maybe we'll bounce back here against whoever Alex Leon is. Who's in there. Don't even see him on the sheet here for ESPN. But nonetheless, the last two times these two teams have faced, both games have ended in a 4-3 score. Each team on the winning side of those games. So kind of a little bit of a tiebreaker here. I think the Flyers, though, taking advantage, being at home, Florida on a 3-game win streak. I don't know. I just can't see them getting that 4th spot, especially with Alex Leon in between that. Give me the Flyers here. I'll say 4-3 Flyers.
Well, all right. So we have a nice matchup here at UBS between Tony's guy Austin Matthews and the Bo Horvat led Islanders.
Who are you taking?
So this is interesting. They've actually split the season series, and of course, when I'm all ready to go here, they just completely X out my window, which is always very much appreciated, Tony. I was just looking at it, but I believe the Islanders are not going to make it into the playoffs, right? Because I think they're behind the Penguins.
Really? Hold on,
double check that.
Standings here. Where are we? Eastern.
Oh no, never mind.
Here.
They're in 7th. Okay, they've really been on a hot streak. I'm gonna actually ride the home wave here, Tony. Obviously they want to make sure they stick in that playoff race. So let's see. Yeah, 80 points. So they're 1 point ahead of Florida, 2 points ahead of Pittsburgh. So every win is important. Toronto, obviously, with 93 points, their playoff spot is secured, not the seeding, but I guess for, the home ice would be nice. But I just think a hungry Islanders team, maybe Boomer Esiason will be at the game. No, maybe not, but I don't know.
It's possible.
Crucial game down the stretch.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants to support his son-in-law.
No,
right?
yeah. I mean, you're taking the Islanders. I absolutely love it, dude. I mean, they've been on a tear, and a very timely tear at that. So, maybe we've fumbled games.
But how about this though, too? So the Islanders will be up 3-2, 20 seconds left in regulation. Matthews ties it up, but then overtime. 10 seconds left. Bo Horvat, wristy from 25 feet out. Game, set, and match, Tony.
Very impressive, dude. Love it. I almost got distracted here. Fourth and final. I feel like I'm gonna take a team that I haven't taken in a while, dude. No, actually, fuck it. I'm gonna take the Capitals. Just talk about the Blue Jackets. Absolutely fucking dumpster fire. They have lost the Capitals 3 times this season. Going to be a 4th after tonight. I think actually too, John Carlson.
The wily vet
coming back today. Actually, as soon as Thursday versus the Blackhawks, never mind. I'll take them then. I don't know if you know, but John Carlson took a slap shot to the head, fractured his skull.
Oh, okay.
Severed his ear.
Oh my god.
Yeah, pretty crazy, dude. But anyway, we'll talk about that on Thursday probably when they play Blackhawks. But give me Washington here. I mean Ovi, he's gonna have at the end of this game, he's gonna have 42 goals for the season because he's gonna fucking hat trick here. Johnny Gaudreau is going to have maybe an assist with nothing really more to show for it. Give me the Capitals here. Darcy Kemper with 35 saves on 36 shots. Washington wins 4-1.
I'm going to take the Golden Knights from my final pick here. Up and down season.
Good team. No.
Once again. But I just think they're getting hot here at the right time as we head to the playoffs. And Vancouver has actually hung around since trading Horvat. And they've won 4 out of 5. So have the Golden Knights. But I just think, the Golden Knights are clearly the better team here. 21-7 away from T-Mobile Arena. So obviously, have done their job on the road. Tony's guy, Jonathan Quick, despite the awful numbers this season, but I guess has had solid ones with Vegas.
Yeah. I saw some highlights of some really good saves, dude.
Percentage.
I know
3.42.
Significant fall.
Why couldn't he do that in the finals against the Rangers?
I know, honestly, dude.
But anyway, I think in the win the season series with a win. Give me Eichel for the old hat trick.
Wow.
Chandler Stevenson 4 assists, 5-1. Knights over the Canucks. And Booma says hello.
Yeah, oh, wow. Boomer's at both games tonight, huh? He's in Vancouver and wow.
Boomer is hilarious, though. I would usually in the morning when I get to the office, they have the Simon Cast on TV.
That's so
CBS
funny.
Sports. I'm always watching it. They definitely do a good job. I with Dave, sometimes I hate when he gets off the rails a little bit.
Yeah, I know you do.
No, but like Tony, it's a half-hour commute, Stanford to Stratford. It's like, I want to listen to sports.
No,
You know what
I totally
I
understand.
don't want
that.
him about
No,
hearing
yeah.
about him and Sherry's dinner plans.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
know.
I mean?
It's a little different for me though, because I'm not like I listen to him like
The whole show.
almost the whole show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm in the car, probably like I guess not the whole show, but I don't know, 7 o'clock. I'm in the car.
Yeah.
So like, and then I come here, I'm setting up, I'm working, I have it on anyway. So it's nice for me.
Right. But you
But I
hear a lot of
understand the
sports
commute,
breakdown,
dude. Oh
you know what
yeah,
I mean?
so much.
But yeah, so this is just kind of my 2 cents there. And really, sir, the only thing that I wanted to mention before we leave here is something that was in the title. I mean, it was in a loss, but Julius Randle 57 last night. The Knicks opting out on the defense, losing 140 to 134. Against the Timberwolves team, that's under 500. So obviously a disappointing result, but obviously too, the Knicks, stand in a good position despite this loss. Randle with the 57 was 8 of 14 from 3-point range, 11 of 13 from the line. Didn't offer much else on the stat line. 4 rebound, 1 assist. Turned it over 4 times. Shot overall 19 out of 29 from the floor. Brunson had 23 and 10 as well. But a game like this, I think, is evident, Tony. A regulation game should not be combining for 274. I mean, I think that highlights the problem with the NBA. And then also, doesn't it seem like anytime you turn around, oh, this guy has 50, this guy has 40. I mean, are we at a breaking point?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like
Iona wants Tobin Anderson. That is interesting. That would be great if he doesn't want the Providence job or they don't want him. I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, I mean for him, yeah.
So maybe they go I think he would really set a culture there, like Tim Kluse did when I was attending Iona freshman year. But anyway, continue on, Tony, about the NBA.
Tim Kluse fan?
Look at the track record.
Good.
Came over from CW Post. Was at Iona for 10 years. Consistently first or second in the conference. Obviously Richard with the 2 and the 3 years was nice.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely one of the better coaches in school history. But yeah, I mean, the defense, I mean, do you think that might even be the root of the declining product with the NBA?
Yeah, I do think so. And I mean, I don't know, I feel like a lot of teams too. I mean, you saw it last night when I was watching the highlights of the game last night. Randle was obviously their guy. I think he had like 24 points in the third quarter, which is I think the most in a quarter by any New York Knick. And I think maybe he was like probably, I remember the stat, I think top 5 all time. Most points scored by a Knick in a game or something like that. But by like fourth quarter, he was like totally gassed, I feel too. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like teams overusing certain players is a big reason too why you see like so many 50-point games, just being heavily reliant on one guy or 2 guys. Which I guess is fine. I mean, if that's what you're doing, but obviously you'll have games like this where your guy has almost 60 points and you still end up losing because no one else is really, having opportunities here to kind of get something going. And I just feel like, other players around from what I saw on the highlights, I mean, it just seemed like a lot of other players were kind of missing shots in big moments. And like you said, no defense, it seems either. I mean, extremely high total for both teams there. I mean, what did the Knicks score? 130 points, something like that?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it really is a shame. I mean, I know, the product will get a little better.
I don't know. I think
the playoffs, but
I think at that level of play, it seems like guys were dogging it on defense to then go like full speed on offense sort of deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
but it's just like, I don't know. It just like doesn't need to be this difficult to have a good product. It's just, it's stubbornness. It's self-absorption. I mean, you know the deal.
I do know the deal. I know the deal, dude.
I mean, I will admit, I mean, obviously, it is tough. You're out there sometimes you want to get your shots in, but these guys, I mean, take it to the next level.
Yeah. I mean, it's still pretty cool that he scored 60 points, though. I mean, he's been having a good year, Randle.
Oh, yeah. No. I mean, I've always been a fan of
Has he played every game?
A
couple of weeks ago, I remember them talking about how he's been playing almost every game.
Which is a rarity in the NBA these days.
Yeah. I think that's a huge, like, I still forget that Randle is like,
what is he,
28?
Yeah. I honestly, listen, I mean, I understand like last year was difficult for the Knicks, but think Mike's a little hard on him. I mean, the production is there. I mean, the one thing. I mean, the 3-point shooting since 2 years ago has tapered off. I understand that, but maybe don't take as many. I mean, last night it worked. You make 8, but the talent is there nevertheless. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's like destructing the team in any manner. You know?
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. I think you're totally right. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, I just hope the Knicks can make some type of run.
How the Lakers doing, dude?
I guess it depends what side of the pillow you wake up on, Tony. It's just constantly changing. Really though, no consistency whatsoever. Of course, the LeBron injury playing a big part in that. And he was the epitome of health too before he came over to the Lakers, but obviously getting up there in age. So they are a half game out of the 10th spot. So, and actually, the 10th spot, which is really the 8th spot because it's a 3-way tie, and the 7th spot is a half game ahead of that, and then a game in front of that is the 6th spot. So really, despite being 11th right now, they're a game and a half out, but 35 and 37, 72 games, 10 games left, Tony. Can they make that up? That's the question.
I mean, it's possible, right?
Yeah.
Unlikely.
You feel beaten down at this point. You know what I mean?
I do.
You shouldn't be at this point.
Yeah.
Well, you said you do. I'm talking about like the Lakers.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, you're just having fun with it.
I was just making a joke.
Yeah, speaking of jokes, I know you tell a lot of them on Screen Time. I believe we have an episode coming up.
That's right, dude. As we typically do every Tuesday at noon. Manny and I will be sitting in these exact chairs.
Manny hasn't been in here the last couple weeks, or no?
Manny was here Friday.
Oh, it was Friday. Oh, it was before that.
I think it was that last Tuesday. It wasn't here.
Okay, gotcha.
But we're talking Mandalorian series.
The
Mando, dude. First 3 episodes we're gonna be kind of recapping here. 4th one comes out tomorrow.
John Favreau guy?
Huge fan. Love, dude. The body
Couples
of work.
Retreat?
Look at the body of work. Yeah. Love Couples Retreat, dude. He was hilarious in Couples Retreat.
Yeah, he really was actually.
Dude, I would have won state. You want to check tape? So funny. And then we got Boston Strangler. You'll probably like that movie. It's based on a true story. Boston Strangler, 70s. Pretty intense time.
Noon. That's what Matt said.
Oh, okay.
Come on. You really think I'm gonna just shout out random things?
I mean, very possible, dude. As well as recapping Bert Kreischer's new stand-up comedy special. How do you feel about Bert Kreischer, Brian? Real quick, 5 minutes.
Bert Kreischer. So I believe he grew up in the cornfields of Iowa. What the hell are you talking about, Tony?
Bert Kreischer, the comedian, the machine. You ever see that?
I don't like any comedian. That's a bite that we're missing.
With
But come on, Tony. Tell me that wasn't a good bite.
It was a great bite.
Especially because you pulled it out like you usually do out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I didn't see it coming. I just thought it was hilarious. But he's some comedian. And what were you saying?
Stand-up comedian. He has that. You definitely see a picture of him with no shirt on, kind of chubby dude.
Okay.
I can give you a picture of him. But aren't you going to comedy shows too? You gotta know some comedians.
In June, Tony. It's
well,
March.
You got to start doing your research now, dude. This dude, you must have seen him.
No.
Never seen this man anywhere?
No. I guess he must not be good enough.
He's pretty funny. His stand-up is his stand-up is good. It's not my favorite. He was made famous because of that one bit he had about a true story about how he was off Russia, whatever. But his podcast is hilarious. He's a funny guy, just in general. So
So
a big Screen Time episode coming up.
Huge Screen Time
at
episode
noon, dude.
At noon. So definitely check that one out. But once again, a great show. A lot of fan interaction. So we really appreciate everybody tuning in today and continuing to comment, like, and subscribe. Checking out the archives on the YouTube page. Tony, Michael, Renee, and Costume, as well as the merch at downtimetv.com. The spring collection is here. Want everybody to enjoy their day, enjoy Screen Time. Let's go Rangers, and we will see you.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.